Hi everyone, I'm going to do an art journal page today, and I'm starting with acrylic paint. I've got white, I've got some dark purple and some, I don't know, violet purple, just so I will have something to play with. And I'm going to start by putting some here. Okay. Very old paint, but I don't care. Okay, so I have this white brush just so it will be faster, and I'm dipping it into water just so I will have it would be easier to spread the paint that I'm going to put here on my page. And I'm starting with the dark purple on the edges of my page, and I really don't care how it goes. Now the water will also help me blend the different colors, and I don't care how it looks. I'm looking for the brush strokes. I'm not trying for a blended look. All of it is going to be stenciled on top of it, so it really doesn't matter. And I think that brush strokes in this case will just help having a more interesting background, whatever will peek through the stenciling. So if you are looking for a blended look, it's better to work with a sponge that is a little bit moist. So up to you if you want it more blended. As you can see, I've now starting with the other purple. I'm also dipping into the dark purple just so I will have an in-between shades, and otherwise I really don't care. As I said, it's all gonna get covered with stencil, so really doesn't matter. And I'm just going all over wherever I have wet paint. I've got some acrylic booger here because, as I said, it's old paint. I'm trying to finish all this old paint, get rid of it. And now I'm dipping into the white and putting it on whatever is left here. And my white is a little bit thicker, so I'm adding more water to my brush. Again, just so I can spread the paint easier, and it will blend. Although, as I said, I don't want a blended look, but I need for an in-between. And this is a little bit too white for me, so I'm adding some purple and maybe a little bit more of this purple. I can also put it right here. And of course, it's up to you until you are satisfied with the look. You see, I'm just making a mess and having fun with it. It really doesn't matter. I just feel it went a little bit too white, because I'm planning on stenciling with white on top, so I'm just adding color here until it looks good to me. Okay, so more purple, went too much with the white, but that's okay, everything is fixable. Yeah. Just a little bit more and I'm done. Okay, so this needs to be completely dry before I'm stenciling on it, and I'll be back. Okay, my background is dry and I want to stencil, and only to stencil with this stencil just part of the page. I want to mask part of it, and I've got this wide masking tape that I want to try and tear it, so I will have some irregular edges. I'm just going to put this on my shirt so it won't be so sticky. Just so it won't tear my page once I will want to remove it. So I'm just tearing it, trying not to be precise. Of course, I also could have taken some paper and tore it, but that's how I'm going with it this time. Okay, so I want to go something like that, and let's see, I think something like that. See, I'm putting it quite gently so it won't be hard to remove. And now what I want to do is stencil here, and I picked this it's quite symmetrical and geometrical stencil, just so because it's a large area, and by picking something symmetrical I can repeat the pattern without a break through all this large area. So I'm taking a makeup sponge with the white, dabbing excess, and let's see, I'm gonna start here. I'm not trying for a complete white. I'm not pressing the sponge. I'm tapping quite lightly. It's just to create visual texture to this area of my page. So here we go. I'm placing it again so I can continue with the same pattern. Once I'm finished with this area, I'm going to stencil on the other areas, and I'm looking for like here I went symmetrical. I'm going with something more free and not symmetrical at the other areas. I'm not even sure about the focal point that I want to use. I just had this idea of layout for the page, and I'm still thinking about what my focal point will be. Sometimes it's just like that. I've got some layout in my head, and only in the last minute I'm deciding on the focal point. Almost done. Almost. Okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted. And let's see, removing the masking tape. Okay, so what I wanted to do on these two areas is some leaves and some flowers, and I'm thinking that maybe I'll do the flowers by hand, just with not the flowers, the leaves. I've got some acrylic paint markers, so let's see, maybe just putting something, so I will have some layering. That's what I'm looking for. So these I bought this from Temu just because that's what I've got available to me, and it turned out very great. I really like this this set, except for having 4 shades of pink. Otherwise I really like it, especially that I have a fine tip and a larger tip. So let's see, I want some of the leaves to stick out into this area, and I'm putting down leaves randomly. Just so they will be at the back of the flowers I'm wanting to put on the page. Right now I'm just placing them, not doing anything, just so I can see what's going on. And if you've got a stencil or a stamp of leaves, of course you can use that. I'm just find that it's quicker right now for me to do it by hand, so that's it. Otherwise you can do it with stencil. And let's see, Good enough. And good enough. Okay, so now I just want to color a little bit on the inside. Again, I don't like solid colors. What if it doesn't matter if I'm stenciling or doing it by hand. I will use 2 or 3 shades for everything. So I'm just putting down this, and then I will use another shade of green. I'm not looking for anything precise, as you can see, but you do your own thing. I'm trying to do it without sticking my hand on what is still wet, because I'm very talented that way. Always putting my hands in wet paint. Okay. I think I can get rid of this just in my way right now. Okay. So we've got some leaves here with this, and I'm taking another shade. Just coloring like this. I'm not even concerned about covering everything. It's okay for some of the purple to show through. I'm really enjoying this acrylic markers. I always struggled with the Posca pens and tried not to use them if I don't have to, and now I'm really liking this non-brand acrylic markers. Okay, I'm just gonna flip it. Okay, almost done with the leaves. Okay, so now I want the flowers, and I'm gonna use one of my stencils. This one you can use whatever flowers that you like, and I'm going to stencil with white. Yes, I know I've got already white here, but that's how I want to go about it. They are going to be white, and then I want to add some yellow orangey accent to each flower in the middle. And I will probably do some contour line so they will be more prominent on the page, like so. Here we go, just one, and I'm just going to alternate between the sizes that I've got. And let's see, I'm just worried about putting like the next one, and this paint is still wet, so maybe I need to alternate and go like this so I can move on quickly without messing with wet paint. I'll stencil this one, and then I'll go again to the right of the page and do another flower. Now I don't care if it goes over, like here, over my leaves. That was the whole point of doing the leaves, that will just peek out under the flowers. And most likely, not sure yet, but most likely I will go and do more leaves afterwards. So let's see, where do I want it and which one? I'll go with this one. I'm also changing the angle of the flowers so it will look more organic. I'm not looking to create a pattern that something that repeats itself. I want variety and layering. Okay, I said I will alternate, so let's go here. Yeah, okay. So now, which one? Yeah, I'm going with this one. So I've got a lot of work here, and it will take some time. So I'm just going to do a few more, and then I'll go and do it off camera, because it really is going to take some time. Yeah, let's do just one more, and maybe a larger one here, picking from the edge. Yeah, so I'm going to continue doing this, and I'll be back. Okay, so finished stenciling, and now I want to add some yellow orangey accent at the center of each flower, and I'm going to use watercolors, but you can use anything that water reactive, even just plain felt pens. I'm going to show you just so you can see, because felt pens, even highlighters and all kinds of stuff is water reactive. Then you can just put on whatever you want, like so, and just so to blend it, you take a brush with a little bit of water, and you just activate it and help it spread however you want. The more water, the less vibrant it is, so up to you how to go about it. And with felt pen pens, it's a little bit easier because you can control wherever it goes, and I just want to play with my watercolors. So I'm going to use this one. This is the Paul Rubens watercolor set I have, and again I'm just going to pick 2 yellows and put a little bit at the center. I'm gonna spread it like so, and now I'm taking something a little bit more orange. I'm gonna blend it in a minute. Just washing my brush and taking most of the water from the brush. I'm not sure about the contour line that I wanted to do on each flower. That's why I'm leaving it right now. Maybe I'll leave it as is, I'm not sure yet. So as you can see, just very simple. Just so it would be more interesting than just white. And I think it gives some more I don't know, light to the page. I'm not even concerned too much about blending. I'm just spreading it. It doesn't need to be perfect. At least for me, it doesn't need to be perfect. You do you, what you like. So once again, I'm going to continue this off camera because it takes time, and doing the same thing over and over again is just boring. So I'll be back. Okay, so finished with the yellow and the orange, and now I went sorry, around the flowers with this purple acrylic marker. Just so you can see, I only done this, went around each flower. It just made the whole thing come together, I think. And I decided on the purple just because it seemed like adding another color won't work here. And it just goes with the rest of the page. So focal points, at first I thought butterflies because I love butterflies, but then I decided that I want some birds here, and this is one of my stencils, and I'm thinking of putting 2 birds, at least 2 birds here. I'm just trying to figure out which one do I want and what color. Let's see. Maybe I'll start with one and see how it goes. And I want them to stand out, so let's see what color to choose. Maybe something that will a little bit be closer to the leaves, just so it won't be all purple and yellow. And I'm not turquoise, or maybe depending on the color, maybe this one or something completely different. it more like the lighter color that I used on the leaves. I'll try this one. If I don't like it, I can always go over it with something else. So I'm putting this one here, and I need a makeup sponge. Maybe I'll use the one that I used for the white, but it's already a little bit dry, so I'm just removing. Okay, so I wanted to go, let's see, I'm thinking I'm going with this one first. Nope. I think like this. I'm putting a little a piece of masking tape here, just so when I'm doing it, it won't get into the other bird. So again, taking some acrylic paint on my makeup sponge, dabbing the excess, and starting to stencil. I'll probably need a second layer for it to be more visible, and I'm dipping into the white here. Once again, not using the whole stencil with the same color. I want variation. Otherwise, when you do one solid color, it just looks, I don't know, not natural. Let's see. Okay, I like it, and I'm gonna leave it as is. I was thinking of doing a little bit of darker color here at the bottom. Let's do it. So I'm just taking this color. Let's put it like this. Later I will just go and do, I think, and also a contour line. Yeah, now I like it. Okay, so I've got this one, and I want another one going here. So once again, now taking from the darker color, putting it at the bottom. When the paint is still wet, it just helps the blending. I think I will leave it with two birds. Yeah, and now I need for this to dry so I can do a contour line without messing my markers. I'm feeling like I've got too much of a space here that bothers me. Maybe I'll do a few butterflies, maybe. Okay, let's see, is it almost dry? I'm thinking of using this one, and this time I'm going to use the finer tip. Let's hope I'm not messing everything. Yeah, starting to take shape. Okay, so I'm going to continue doing this off camera and I'll be back. Okay, so I've got my two birds and I'm going to stamp some butterflies. I don't know why, I just can't leave it alone. Maybe it will ruin the page, I don't care, I'm doing it. I've got this stamp and I've got this stamp and I'm using the acrylics that I've got here. I'm just putting a little bit of a paint on my finger, and if you are using acrylic paints on rubber stamps or silicone stamps, clear silicone stamps, when you are finished, wipe them, clean them immediately so they won't be ruined. Yeah. Okay, now I like it. I really like it. And another one here, and maybe just covering maybe one just off the edge. Yeah, taking a baby wipe to clean it immediately. Afterwards I'll clean it better, but first this cleaning. And let's try this one just so I will have a variety. I like that it's in the background, adding to the details. So yeah, not too much to overshadow or take from my focal point. And of course, for some it would look too busy. You don't have to. I just like it. And one more here and I'm done. Now I just wanted to say that whatever I'm doing in my art journal, you can do on canvas if that's your thing. It's just that if I made each image that I wanted on a canvas, I will have to buy a new home just for all the canvases. So my outlet is this. I can do so many stuff and also experiment in an art journal instead of on canvas. So this is it for today. That's my page. I really like it. I hope you liked it too, and that you will try your hand and doing something similar. So thank you for watching, and thank you for leaving me comments down below. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye for now.